Good morning, everyone. I'm Mindy Kurzer. I'm a professor at the University of Minnesota. I'm director of the University of Minnesota Healthy Food, Healthy Lives Institute, and I am chair of the Food Charter Steering Committee. I am delighted to add my welcome to you to the public launch of the Minnesota Food Charter. This morning, I'm going to share with you some background, how we got here with the Food Charter, and then talk about what exactly is in it and how you can use it. Later on, you're going to have a chance to explore it and hear from Food Charter champions and think about what you can do to become a Food Charter champion. What exactly is the Minnesota Food Charter? There are only 4 other states that have food charters, and they are Iowa, Michigan, Oregon, and West Virginia. These are documents that are to guide policy changes regarding a specific issue related to food in each state. Our focus in Minnesota is improving healthy food access. The Minnesota Food Charter is unique in that it has this particular focus of healthy food access, plus it was developed from very broad public engagement and input from thousands of Minnesotans across the state. It offers a roadmap for how Minnesotans can have reliable access to nutritious, affordable, safe food in the places where they work, learn, live, and play. We believe, and I think that Commissioner Ellinger stated it very well, that improving access to healthy food will reduce the risk and cost of obesity and diet-related disease, such as diabetes and heart disease. It will also conserve state resources and boost economic prosperity. So now I'd like to give you a little bit of background about the Food Charter. The Food Charter, the Minnesota Food Charter, came out of work at the Minnesota Department of Health and involved hundreds of organizations around the state. A number of state agencies, the University of Minnesota, Minnesota companies and nonprofits, public sector groups like local government and regional agencies, as well as thousands of Minnesotans. Funding was provided to the Minnesota Department of Health by the Community Transformation Grant Program at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention via the Department of Health's statewide Health Improvement Program, along with generous support from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota. The University of Minnesota Healthy Food, Healthy Lives Institute also provided some financial support as well as an organizational home for the Food Charter's steering committee. University of Minnesota Extension also played a critical role throughout. Thousands of Minnesotans participated in the Food Charter in many ways. More than 2,500 people contributed ideas through Food Charter events, listening sessions, focus groups, and interviews. Nearly 1,000 people participated in an online town hall forum that lasted nearly 3 months. 1,500 people read our monthly e-newsletter, and 3,600 Minnesotans are Food Charter Facebook friends. Dozens served on the Food Charter Steering Committee, Drafting Committee, Schools Leader Guide Drafting Committee, and the Launch Strategy Committee. And nearly 100 people were involved with drafting, reviewing, and refining the 9 drafts of the Food Charter to get it where it is today. So the point of all of this is to really explain that this was an enormous effort with input from thousands of people, and it was done with a tremendous amount of thought and great care. I would like to now thank many of the people who were involved in the work that helped us develop the Food Charter. So if you served on the Minnesota Food Charter Steering Committee, please stand and stay standing. I would like to acknowledge all of the steering committee members, and please stay standing. If you served on the School Leader Guide or Food Charter Drafting Committee, please stand. If you served on the Food Charter Launch Strategy Committee, please stand. And if you hosted a food charter event, please stand now. Everybody keep standing. If you attended a food charter event, please stand. All of you who attended them. And finally, if you subscribe to the Food Charter newsletter or are a Food Charter Facebook friend, please stand. Thank you. A round of applause to everyone for all your great work. Okay, I'm checking on my time here. I'm not tall enough to see the guy with the time cards. One of us needs to be on a booster. I don't know if it's me or you, but either way would work, I think. So now let's talk for a minute about what exactly is in the Food Charter. We identified challenges to healthy food access and strategies to achieve it through a variety of sources, including the public input that I've described, as well as expert advice, research review, and evidence regarding the extent of these challenges and the effectiveness of the proposed strategies. So this is truly, as much as possible, an evidence-based document. We didn't just take input and collate it and then put it together. There was an enormous amount of review and research to make sure that the recommendations that we're making are backed up by evidence. The strategies described in the Food Charter focus on the categories that were mentioned by Commissioner Ellinger a few moments ago: healthy food skills, healthy food affordability, healthy food availability, healthy food accessibility, and healthy food infrastructure. And these were the areas that were identified by the people of Minnesota as being the key areas that we need to focus on. These strategies extend across the food system, from farm to fork and all the points in between. So we have strategies in this document that address growing food, processing, distributing, food availability, food preparation, consumption, and even food waste. So we've really touched on as every aspect of the food supply chain. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about how you can use the Food Charter. How can you help us implement the recommendations? Because this is the next stage. We spent almost 3 years getting input from people, reviewing it, putting this document together, and today is the launch. Today is the day that we've released it. Now the next stage is to implement the recommendations. So how can you use them? Well, there's something in here for just about everyone. You can take your pick. Food skills education, financing for food and farm-related businesses, fair treatment of food and farm workers, urban farming, healthy foods for young children at daycare, economic development strategies that fuel rural economies while providing healthy local food, to supporting the traditions of tribal people in the region. If you work in the area of healthy eating, nutrition, school gardens, or other food skills-related fields, there's something in the Food Charter for you. If you work in hunger relief, there's something in the Food Charter for you. If you work on transportation planning or rural food access, there's something here. If you work on ensuring that a wide variety of healthy options are available in institutions that serve your community, you'll find something useful in the Food Charter. If you work in economic development, agriculture, or food and farm-related research, there's something here for you. And if you work in public government, philanthropy, the nonprofit sector, the private sector, education, or community development, you will find something useful in the Food Charter. So now, a call to action. All Minnesotans can play a role in implementing the strategies described in the Food Charter. You can identify an issue or strategy you feel passionate about and work with friends, community members, or colleagues, or other partners to implement the strategies. If you are a decision maker or influencer in an organization, you can play a critical leadership role in implementing the strategies. You can host a Food Charter launch event with the how-to at today's breakout session. So you will learn, if you go to the breakout session, exactly how to host a Food Charter launch event, and you'll get all the resources that you need to do this. And this is one of our ways of spreading the word. So we want to continue having public involvement and public engagement in this process by hosting events to get the word out about the Food Charter and how people can use it. We ask that you share. Visit our website, mnfoodcharter.com, for a copy of the Food Charter. If you want more copies than the one that you have today, there is a copy that can be downloaded from the website. And also, the website has some great resources to share it with friends and colleagues. We ask you to act. Join with others to implement Food Charter strategies. You and your friends and colleagues and community members can work on these strategies, the ones that matter to you most. Share your plans with others across the state by clicking ACT on our website. We have a button. If you click on ACT, you can learn what others are working on and share what you're doing with others around the state. And finally, we ask that you continue learning. Stay informed about the Food Charter. Like the Food Charter Facebook page and sign up for our monthly e-newsletter at our website, mnfoodcharter.com. So what resources are available for us to be able to do this implementation and spreading the word? If you're interested in materials, tools, copies of the Food Charter, resources, and all kinds of information, we have a very newly retooled website at mnfoodcharter.com. We have a school leaders guide that's going to be launched on November 15th, which will be a how-to guide for those working in school systems for implementing the strategies pertinent to them that are in the Food Charter document. There will also be 7 mini leader guides available on the website as well. And again, these are guides, these are how-to guides. So the document, the Food Charter document itself has kind of general strategies, and these mini guides will give some specific resources and ideas for implementation, not only in the schools, but at child care settings, work sites, community settings, such as retail and hunger relief, health care. And there is also a mini guide for each of us as individuals to use for how we can, on an individual level, implement strategies that are in the Food Charter. The University of Minnesota also is a supporter and can be a partner in this work. I mentioned a few minutes ago that I am the director of the University Healthy Food, Healthy Lives Institute, and there we have a grant program to fund research related to food and health. We have a number of different grant programs. One is for university faculty members, and those of you who are present probably know about that if you're a faculty member at the university, faculty and staff. And we also have a specific grant program to partner University of Minnesota faculty and staff with community members, with folks outside the university who are doing work, so that we can leverage the strengths that are in the community with those in the university to do research that will benefit communities in Minnesota. We have information about this grant program on our website. In addition, there are other grant programs at the university which do some of the same kinds of things. And so if you go to our website, which is hfhl.umn.edu, you can get information about these grant programs as well as other things we do. We support symposia, we sponsor symposia, we have networking events, etc. So please check out our website. So there's a lot that you can do to get involved with the food charter here while you're at the Food Access Summit. First of all, you can carefully read over the food charter. Now, you have a copy of it. It's a very, very dense document, but I think that if you read through it, pieces will jump out at you that you can feel are particularly pertinent to the work that you do and your own interests. We have some food charter related breakout sessions, and you can attend those. And at those breakout sessions, you'll learn more about how to get involved, what tools and resources are available, and what's ahead. When you see someone with a food charter champion button, like the one I'm wearing, and you all have them at your tables, and if you would like to be a food charter champion, that means somebody who is really behind this document and wants to help us implement it, please take one of those buttons right now and put it on, if you don't mind making a little hole in your jacket or shirt. So if you see someone who's wearing one of these buttons, or you recognize someone from the video or the slideshow, ask them how they've been involved and ask them about how they're going to continue to be involved with the food charter. Finally, while you're here, go to the food charter website, mnfoodcharter.com. Sign up for our monthly newsletter. Become a food charter Facebook friend. Follow our Twitter feed and get involved. Become a food charter champion right now. You can also continue to be involved, obviously, after the Food Summit. You can share, as I mentioned, by hosting a food charter launch event in your community. To do this, you can sign up on the food charter website to receive a toolkit that will provide all the resources and materials that you need. You can encourage others to sign up as well, to sign up for the newsletter, to become a Facebook friend, share the video, which we showed, which is also on the website, and you can encourage other people to just take a look at the website and see everything that we've done. Again, as I mentioned, you can click ACT on the website to become a food charter champion, and you can select the strategies that you're going to be working on, share them with others across the state, and find out what others are doing. And you can learn. The brand new Food Charter website also offers lots of tools and resources to help you implement your chosen strategies. Before concluding, I'd like to thank the team of staff and consultants who have tirelessly worked for 3 years to make the Food Charter a success. So in addition to all the folks who stood up before, and that seemed like it was about potentially a third or half the room, who I thank for everything that you've done, I would like the following folks to stand up or raise your hands, stand up. Let us acknowledge you for your work. First of all, Lisa Gemlow, Food Systems Planner at the Minnesota Department of Health, who has thoughtfully and strategically led the Food Charter effort. Thank you, Lisa. I'd like to thank Maggie Adamick and Katie Wall of Terrasoma for the strategy, design, execution, and support of the Food Charter. Where's Katie? There's Katie and Maggie. Thank you. Then I'd like to thank Gish & Company and the entire crew of communicators who created our website, Facebook presence, newsletters, webinars, video, and other ways of getting the word out. Any of the communicators here? Thank you. And I must say that in my entire career, this is really, truly one of the most professionally done documents that I've ever been involved with, not only in terms of the process, the planning, the care and the detail, but the design of the document, the presentation, the launch strategy, et cetera. It's been really incredible and a great privilege for me personally to be part of this. I'd like to thank Tim Jenkins and Donna McDuffie from the Department of Health, who provided leadership for the development of the school's Leaders Guide and help obtaining funding and providing strategy for the Food Charter. Tim and Donna. Tim and Donna, right here. I would like to thank our key partners at the Center for Prevention at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota, and those include Janelle Waldock, Jenna Carter, Christian Knights, Sue Letourneau, Vijang Mua, Allison Rotel, Sarah Sensman, and Ali Anfinson. If any of you are here, please stand up or raise your hand. Thank you so much, Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Of course, I want to thank Commissioner of Health Ellinger and Assistant Commissioner Ayers and key managers and administrative leaders at the Minnesota Department of Health. I'd also like to thank Commissioner of Agriculture Frederickson for his support. And from the Minnesota Department of Education, I'd like to thank in particular Craig Weddington, Deb Lukanen, and Terry Swartout for their involvement and guidance with the school's Leader Guide. I'd also like to thank the Public Health Law Center for their research, writing, and leadership for the School Leader's Guide. I'd also like to thank staff and colleagues at the University of Minnesota for your leadership and many contributions, particularly Christine Igo. And of course, thank you to all of you, to everyone here, for your continuing contributions to the work of increasing healthy food access in the state of Minnesota.